What's going on, folks? It is Wednesday. We got the Super Bowl to talk about. We have got some NFL news and rumors to talk about. The offseason's finally here. So, of course, we got to talk about our Falcons. And we got a new segment tonight called Breaks on Your Skates. I know it sounds crazy. Y'all have to hang around and check it out. Let's get out of your Falcon mind. Let's go. What's happening, people? It is episode 89 of Out of Your Falcon Mind, Atlanta Falcons fan cast. My name is John, your host, joined by my, I've heard, Oscar-worthy Michael Cottrell. How's it going, buddy?
What up, ladies and gents? Happy to be here out of my Falcon mind as usual, man. I'm loving it, man. Enjoying myself, Johnny Yates. What's up with you, man?
Dude, I've had a busy couple of days. I was on with Pound for Pound last night. Had to go help out JR on his show. That was fun.
Pound for pound. Shout out to Toby. We miss you, man.
That's right. That's right. But thanks to JR for having me on there. Been fielding all these comments and stuff on this little 10 stages of Falcons fandom that you posted yesterday, or that we posted yesterday, that you obviously shot. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And of course, guys, are coming to you on the Variety Sports Network. Make sure you check out Variety Sports, the YouTube channel. You can subscribe there. You can catch our show, a whole bunch of other shows there: football, baseball, hockey, you name it. There's basketball, college hoops.
You name it.
I mean, they're growing like crazy, man. So make sure you check them out. I'll put the link in the description here. And also all the sponsors you got, man. BetUS, Row One Brands. There's just 4 or 5 sponsors that they have that, you can get good deals. Seatgeek, I think, actually. So I'll throw those links as well in the description of the video. So if you guys are watching, click that subscribe if you haven't already. Drop us a like if you would. That helps us get out there to more Falcons fans, and that's all our goal. We're just trying to keep growing and get out there as much as we can. If you're listening to us on iTunes, Spotify, drop us a 5-star review. And I got to say a quick thing to our listeners. Y'all are going to have to go to YouTube to check out this 10 stages of being a Falcons fan, okay? Because it does not translate to just audio. You're going to have to see it. So
you're going to have to see it. I always say, yeah.
Yeah, you can't. I can't put that on Anchor and put it
on
audio.
So I just want to say this to start the show. Somebody, I think that was my man Victor, gave the biggest compliment maybe ever. He said it's the greatest Falcon video ever created.
Yeah.
And I tend to agree. Even though I made it, I tend to agree. I'm saying you got to go check it out for yourself. Like it's our most successful YouTube video in 24 hours. It already beat everything we ever did. It was retweeted by everybody, even some people with blue checks. So I
Yep.
was paying attention to that. It kind of blew my mind. I appreciate it all. But it's something. If y'all want to laugh, it's about 7 minutes long. I really put in a lot of work into it. You got to go see it. You got to go to YouTube to see it if you haven't seen it. It's, to me, it's our best content so far.
Oh yeah, no, it's hours worth of work for 7 minutes of
Yeah.
content. Dude, it was worth it, man. And we're gonna keep on putting out these skits. I mean, Mike and I are gonna do something together. We're gonna have some fun stuff in this off season because you got to keep it fun during the off
Yeah.
season. I mean, of course, we're gonna have stuff to talk about, but we're gonna have some fun too, like we always do. And I guess that brings us. We got some new viewers, some new listeners. So we probably just want to do a real quick reintroduction of who the hell we are. So real quick, Mike and I have been close friends for 13 years now, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 13 years. We both are the same. Well, yeah, I'm 41. He'll be 41 here in a short amount of time. So we started watching the Falcons right around the same time, 89, 90 years old, 89, 90 year. And Dion brought us in and we never left. And so we've been here through a lot of good, a lot of heartache. Y'all know it. In fact, just watch the 10 stages video. We've been through every stage and we still go through. And we still go. We go through 10 every year.
Yep. And we recycle, like ATLP said, and then it starts again.
Then it starts again. So, but yeah, man. So we just, we always we always talk on Sundays. We always talk about the Falcons. We text each other, call each other, and we finally like, man, we just need to do a podcast, see if folks like it. And here we are, 89 episodes in, and folks are still liking it. We started off more like an audio version. We didn't start really attacking YouTube until maybe October of last year, especially after we got picked up by Variety Sports. So we've been trying to push YouTube recently. So that's why, if you're listening to us, that's why some of the, it's just different now. Like, the live show is different. We have a blast with it. We're going to get in the chat in a little bit, see who's in there. So, yeah, man, you got anything to add to that, Mike?
I do. For those, I know we got a bunch of new followers because of the video. I want to say this. There are plenty of amazing Falcon creators in the community. Like, you will see that. Amazing. Ours is a little bit different because ours is out of your Falcon mind. It's off the rails. So that's what the brand here. Don't expect it to be like everyone else's because it's drastically different from everyone else's. And they are amazing in their own right, but this is drastically different. So if you offended easily, or if you are more of a serious person, I can reference you to just who you need to go to. It's amazing. But this one here is out of your Falcon mind for out of your Falcon mind Atlanta fans. It's not a normal. It's gonna go off the rails every single episode. Like John and I play some games every single episode. We got a lot of guests. Our brand, we just silly with the guests. We have the most fun on our podcast. So we got the best chat. We have the most fun. It's really a different type of Atlanta Falcon podcast. So tune in. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. It's awesome.
100%, man. Like when we started it,
I always got to make this point. John is my real brother. That's my real friend. This wasn't for the internet.
Nope.
Me and John been friends long before the internet. Well, not long before the internet. I'm not that fucking old. I didn't mean that. I mean long before this podcast, and we'll be friends long after. So it wasn't just for this. Like, that's my real brother. We are really close friends. Regardless.
Yeah. Man, blood don't mean nothing on this. I mean, my son has called him Uncle Mike since the time since day one. I mean, like, he's just been Uncle Mike. So loves him to death. But yeah, I mean, we've and two, I mean, like he was saying with the podcast, I mean, or the show in general, like, yeah, we have fun. Of course, we play these games. And with that, we during the season, we do preview shows every week leading up to the game on Sunday or Monday or Thursday, whenever it is. Then we'll do a recap show. In the off season, we normally hit one show a week. It depends on the news cycle. So we're, especially as this free agency hits, if we sign somebody, we may do like an emergency show, talk about it. Who knows what's going to come up then. And then for the draft, I think, dude, we might get with some of our fellow creators and do like a live 4-hour we watching the draft together. You know what I mean? So I think that's what we're talking about. Yeah. So So that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to, like I said, do a little reintroduction so folks know a little bit about you. Y'all can always go back and watch the very first episode. It's probably going to be it's boring as shit as far as this looks like. It's just Zoom. It's just him, just Mike and I on a Zoom meeting. But
so I do have to say that I want to add in this too for all our new listeners and even our existing listeners. You'll notice that maybe the numbers or the subscribers aren't what you thought it was, but that is up to us to keep putting out great content to grow that. But it's also half up to you guys to retweet and to like it and subscribe. These are things that I can't do and John can't do. So if y'all think we deserve to be bigger, you got to kind of do your part to retweet. And because I'm just learning. I just learned TikTok and Snapchat how to edit. Like I said, those videos I put out really took entitled like almost 3 days to do for those 2 little videos. So it's just learning everything. So we still learning these things, but y'all can help us out. If y'all already on TikTok, we got a TikTok now. Go over there and subscribe. You're on YouTube, subscribe and like the videos. Give us 5-star reviews. Y'all can help us grow. We got merchandise, as you see Johnny Yates rocking right now. Go get some. Just do something. Just do one thing. I don't know, man. Just like something, subscribe to something, watch a video. Just do something. And we will get there. We will be the biggest platform, I guarantee you. But we just started off. We just learning, so give us a minute.
Baby steps, buddy. Baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps. We getting there.
Yeah. We do have this pretty kick-ass merch. So I've got to. I'll put that link as well in the description if anybody wants any to grab and support the show. There, we much appreciate that as well. And we are doing. Y'all probably seen it if you've been watching these draft shows. Mike will do a couple of. That sounded really not good. Mike will cover a couple of guys and each day, and I'll cover a couple of guys, and we'll put out a different video each day based on I think we're just now getting into corners. So Mike had Clark Phillips III and Cam Smith. I'll have Christian Gonzalez and who else was I going to do? Devon Witherspoon tomorrow. So check those out. We're dropping those daily or every other day. Just our thoughts on it. We watch film on those guys and see if they're going to be fits for the Falcons, and we kind of go from there. So before we move on, buddy, let's jump in the chat, see what's happening. Ant, what's happening, brother?
Ant.
He said, "Hey, man, we're doing great, buddy." And shout out to Ant, man. He bought himself. He got himself a nice hoodie. He got himself a shirt. He posted it on our Facebook group. Oh, yeah, you can join the Facebook group as well because you can watch the show through there as well as here.
And I didn't even know we had a Facebook group. So you see why I need John? I'm telling you, me and John is the perfect mix. What I can do, John can do. What John can't do, I can do. It's like chocolate, ice cream, and vanilla mixed together. It's just brown shit in a cup. It's awesome.
I mean, we got to split it up, buddy. It's just too much to do for one person. It's just like the social media thing is insane.
But I want to say again, man, shout out to Ant. Hey, Ant, being honest, man, that mean the world to us, man. That's not a small thing. It could be to you, but that actually meant the world to me. John sent me that picture. He actually got two. He got the hoodie and the shirt from Out of Your Falcon Mind. He's always in the chat, always supporting us. We love him, Ant. Thank you, buddy, for real.
Yeah, man. He said he wore it to dinner with his fiance last night.
That's awesome. On Valentine's Day, Ant, I love you, dog.
That's what I'm talking about. Oblivion, what's going on, buddy?
Oblivion. Vale, what's up? That's my man right there. Gotta say, oh, hold on. Let me stop right here. That's my man right there. When I was younger, I was wilding out a lot. And that dude right there gave me a lot of free game. Always tried to guide me in the right direction. Always had my best interest at heart, even when I was wilding out. That's my man right there. I love him to death.
I love it.
It's his first podcast. He tuning in.
What's going on, Lavelle? Come on back, buddy. Even if you're not a Falcons fan, come on back. Carrie, what's happening? She said, "What's up, guys? Been loving the TikTok content from Mike. He's had me rolling." Hey, that's a guarantee.
You gotta love it. Thanks, Curry.
Jordan, what's happening, man?
Michael Jordan, what on, everyone? Hope everyone is doing awesome. We are. And says, yeah, what happened to Toby? Is he not helping with pound for pound? Toby stepped away just to spend more time with his family. There was no issue, nothing negative. Toby just wanted to spend more time. We all love Toby. So we hoping after he get that situated, Toby come on back because pound for pound is the bar. So we all want Toby back, man.
Oh yeah, I told Toby when he I said, man, open invitation for our show, brother. Anytime you want to come on, come on. Yeah.
But he could go on anybody's show.
Exactly.
Toby the man.
What's going on, Big John?
What up?
Man, Big John's always on Uncle Steve's show or watching and on Uncle Steve's show as well. That's how we found him. So we appreciate you joining, buddy. And he said, I love it, man. So Anthony got his Out of Your Falcon Mind sweatshirt on today. John said the video was funny as hell.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes,
Y'all
it
gotta go
was.
check that out.
And we got somebody else who thought that video was pretty funny.
Berto, that's my man, Berto.
What up, man?
What's up, Berto?
What's happening? What is happening, fellas?
Man,
Look, so for all our new people who don't know Berto, this is a guy who has a open invitation for our show 100% of the time.
Appreciate it.
In my opinion, the most knowledgeable man in the community. Like,
thank you, man.
Don't you know, like the Oracle, when you go to the top of the mountain in the Oracle and you just ask the Oracle questions, that's
God
the Oracle
damn.
below.
Oof, man.
He got his own podcast. Y'all want some good content, Berto the man. It's no one else in the community as knowledgeable. I'm sorry. He'll tell you what schools the kid in, if they got 2 kids or 1, if they expecting, if they use condoms. Berto knows. Berto knows. You know what they had for dinner last night? You tell you what, I'm telling you, Berto the man, dog. Nice to have you, dog. So you like the video, Berto?
Man, let me tell you, man, goated for that, man. That was by far the funniest shit I ever seen in my life. Y'all two are just taking this Falcon content creator to a whole nother level, man. No one's topping y'all right now, man. No, and I don't see nobody coming on and topping y'all, man. You guys are killing it right now, man. That shit was amazing.
Berto.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Oh man, I'm gonna quote one thing. If I took your brain out and put it on the bird and it fly backwards, where the fuck are you get this stuff from?
Yo, all of that's freestyle. Like all of that's freestyle.
God damn, that's some good stuff, man. I was fucking done. I FaceTimed you and I FaceTimed you. I was like, John, what the fuck?
I answered the phone laughing, man, because I already knew what he's going to be talking about as soon as he called.
Berto, man, yes, I appreciate no matter what we do, man. You always retweet it on your platform, dog. That means the world to us,
man. That's what it's all about, brother. That's what it's all about, man. Yeah. It's just definitely pushing positivity, you know what I mean, and bringing us all together collectively. You know, there's so many people out there, you know what I mean, but definitely the ones that stick out the most, you guys and Uncle Steve and Big Low, myself, Smitty, you know what I mean? We just try to keep the band together and just keep it rocking, man, because there's no other thing, man. That's the way to be, man, for sure.
Smitty.
Yeah.
Smitty, my man, Smitty. Come on, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mike, I got a good show. The first 10 minutes.
Hey, Mike. I didn't even tell Mike y'all were coming on, so this is a surprise for him.
Hey, Mike, I would have brought my collection plate, man, because that prayer you put out there, boy, that thing had me rolling.
Dude, somebody said on Twitter, man, was Mike? Is that a was he praying or is that a a
Oh yeah, that's my boy Brewski.
Yeah.
Talking about strippers.
Oh my God, man, bro!
You should have shown him that pole. You showed him that pole.
Same thing, man. Dog, it mean the world to us because you got a large platform, and when we post something and you retweet it, dog, it might be small to you, but that should be meaning a lot to us. Thank you so much,
for sure.
Oh man, no doubt, man. I'm all about
dog, you do it every time. Thank you so much.
Hey, I'm all about sharing, man. Is enough, bread in this world for us to eat, all us to eat. So you ain't gonna never have no problem out of me when it comes to that.
Y'all help us because we the small guys, because y'all help us man, half the eyes that was on the thing probably come from y'all retweeting. So thank you so much, man.
We all equals at the end of the day, brother. We trying to keep it pushing, man, for sure.
And if y'all, I know we got a lot of new people here. The dudes below, I'm telling you, I just told y'all, it's other content creators that's spectacular. The dudes below are 2 of the top tier ones. So go check them out. That's Smitty and Berto. If y'all don't know them, y'all already late.
Hey, don't say that too loud. I done pissed a couple people off today. So
man, what you done did, Smitty?
It's a regular Wednesday, brother. That's just a regular Wednesday, brother.
Just another day in the office for Smitty.
Hey, what I'm always doing, man, I'm always speaking on things people scared to talk about, man.
Oh shit, man.
See?
Yeah, well, that's all good. It happens. All right, man. Let's jump back in the chat before we get going here again. Aaron, what's up, brother?
Aaron.
He said, crazy, man, how far you guys have come. I love the show. One of my favorite podcasts. You guys always informative and always positive.
Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, man. Carrie, what's going on? She
said, I knew somebody was going to get me for that. Friends long before the internet. I had to catch myself. I'm friends before the podcast.
Hey, dude, we all remember, at least the 4 of us remember the AOL dial-up days.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all have Napster, man?
I did.
Oh, man.
You pick like 5-6 songs to download. You wake up in the morning, one's done.
Yep.
Like 5 got canceled.
Modem 56K downloaded.
Tell I'm getting old.
God.
The first thing I was doing when I was understanding the net, the first thing I remember searching was Pamela Anderson. I remember just going Pamela Anderson, and that had to be a long time ago. I was Pamela Anderson out.
That was everybody.
That was my first.
God, man.
100%, man. Crazy. Wallace, what's going on, brother?
Wallace, what's going on, buddy?
Wallace.
James, what's happening? He said, y'all got any 5X?
I know
they got some.
You might get 2 and stitch them together.
They got some big ones in there.
He said, "Hey, Birdo."
What up, Aaron? Yeah, what's happening, bro? Mr. Higgins, what's happening? Yo, Anthony, what's happening, brother?
Well, I said that video was funny, but true Falcons fan,
you,
man. 100%, man.
It was
100%.
Oh shit. You getting ready to see the Falcons take Christian Gonzalez. Hey man, hopefully, man, at 8, it's a sweet spot, man. It can't happen.
That's Alberto boy right there, man.
Yeah, man.
I love
Carrie. What's going on?
Yeah. Getting ready to cover him tomorrow, man.
I told you, look, see?
We got the all-star squad here. Yeah, definitely. No doubt.
Yeah, well, see, I'm actually tomorrow, man. Check it out.
You see what I'm saying? You know how John got to do that, and I got to do all this. You see how Smitty and Birdo just come on and sit, and everybody go crazy.
That's
but they ain't even say nothing yet. They ain't gave a take or nothing, a hot take or nothing. They just got on the show, and everybody go crazy. You see, that's why we love having them on the show. It's just lit.
No doubt, man.
Yeah, man. It's Wallace tomorrow. I'll be doing a video on Witherspoon and Gonzalez, so that'll be checked out.
Oh boy, you're gonna have fun with both of those.
Yeah,
I know. Anthony said that video was funny. I like the one where Mike was like, "I ain't crying. What the hell you talking about? I ain't crying." But deep down inside, we all crying. Yeah, dude,
that's a real argument we all be having with people. Like, you come out the woodwork when we lose, but when we win, y'all be
all the time.
Yeah.
All right, man. So. All right, so while you guys are here, I know y'all got a show here in a little while too, so appreciate y'all spending a few minutes with us before y'all jump over there.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Let's just go around, man. Super Bowl, what's y'all's thoughts? Mike, you want to start off, buddy?
I loved it. I ain't going against Patrick Mahomes. I'm not going. I love Patrick Mahomes. I just thought I heard a whole lot of people saying Jalen Hurts did enough and his defense let him down.
He did.
And I just feel like he did, but also to be fair, like you can't fumble that ball the way that is the mistake. It's like you being perfect and you committing a crime, you still gotta go to jail. Like even though that's your first thing, you gotta go. So that's like no, you couldn't make that fumble right there. So that is, I feel bad for him because the man played amazing, and just that one mistake really set him back, and it was hard to watch that because I'm a fan of him now. But I'm not going up against Patrick Mahomes or Bieniemy. I'm lost at why he can't have a head coaching job, which is a really big issue that I hope is not the reason why I think is the reason. So I won't even comment on that. But I hope it's not.
You saw he was interviewing with the Commanders today.
He's talented enough
for the OC, which is crazy. Well, for the OC.
Yeah, for the OC, yeah. That's crazy. I saw a quick take where Shannon Sharp mentioned it. I mean, like, when Bieniemy comes out of Andy Reid's shadow, that's when he's going to be taken serious as a coach. While he's under that tutelage, he's not going to be viewed as one. I don't think that's fair, to be honest, because Bieniemy's body of work is there. No, his body of work is there.
Right.
It's just like George Seifert and Bill Walsh back in the day. I mean, there's a lot of coaches that worked up under great coaches that got a job. You talk about, look at Bill Parcells' tree, Bill Belichick, guys like that. So I mean, there's never no excuse with working up under somebody, because where you think coaches come from, they had to work up under somebody to get to where they are.
Right.
And then you look at the hiring that they're doing is guys that really haven't wet their feet yet. You talk about passing game coordinators, offensive line coaches, quarterback coaches. They've never been no higher than a line coach or something. And to skip over being an assistant to going to a head coach. I mean, I get the trend, but the minority is still falling short.
Yep. 100%. And it was cool though of Andy. If y'all saw the comments of the game, he praised Bieniemy after the game.
That's the way
to do it.
So that was
bring these guys up, man.
Exactly. That was super cool of him, because obviously he knows that he's not blind. He's seen him get passed over the years. So like it's
but it may be a blessing in disguise. He might be in the perfect spot.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's a little frustrating to see sometimes because, like I said, I don't want it to be for the reason I'm thinking it is.
Right.
It's still to have the band together. Who knows what with Patrick Mahomes over there? I would love to see them stay together and just run it up.
Yeah. I think Andy hangs it up once he gets close to Don Shula's winning record. I think that's probably when you're gonna start hearing like, now it's time for him to go, because he's right on Belichick's ass, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and he's probably
and he could be staying for Andy to leave. Like
exactly,
it could be one of those he might have told him, "I'm gonna leave in a year or two. I'm gonna hand it right to you."
Right. And that was the thought for Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick. I mean, everybody thought Josh McDaniels was gonna be that next guy, but he decided to go ahead and take Las Vegas, and that's what it is, man. But hey, great Super Bowl nonetheless, though, man. Great Super Bowl.
It was, and it's. I talked about it a little bit last night with JR. It's like it was such a damn good game, and then to have it end, like I understand the call had to be made, but like it just sucks that it did. You know what I mean? Like you just hate to see a call that late in the game, affect it like it did. Like I said, I mean, James admitted it. He held him. The tape shows that he held him. I totally get that. There was other calls that were missed throughout the game. I mean, you could never blame it on just one call. Like, I mean, that vaunted front for the Eagles, 70 this year, man, they didn't touch him.
Great point that you brought up, because that game proved that 0 was greater than 70. And why? Because the Chiefs allowed no sacks. So I was like, oh man, all this chagrin about the Eagles' defensive front seven and stuff like that, as great as it was all year, man, they just dropped the ball. Or Jonathan Gagnon did, because hey, he's the one that's calling the plays. So yeah, man, they left a lot to be desired on that one. And that band is breaking up, man. They got 7 free agents on that front seven.
Yep. So, Steichen's off to Indianapolis, and Gannon's off to Arizona. So Arizona. I mean, there's gonna be
that's what winning does. Called you your coaching staff.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
really does.
I mean, So I mean, I kind of wish. Go ahead, Mike.
Is there any way around that, Smitty? Like you think to keep your, because this happens every year. Is there any way around that? Do you offer more money? Do you offer more responsibility? Or you see no way around that?
It ain't no way around it. If somebody is offered a job, they're going to take it, because one, you have more control. Two, you have money in your pocket, and they can if things don't work out, they can always find another team. It's easier to get a job after that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean a lot of things that we saw online too. A lot of folks saying, well, the refs got to swallow the whistle there in the last 2 minutes, and like I kind of get it, whereas the fact was like, you kind of want to let them play. I thought like it could have been more egregious for sure, especially and I know the holding call doesn't matter where the ball is thrown, but that ball was so overthrown, it was not catchable anyway. Which doesn't even matter in the holding call. But either way, like I said, it just sucked to have such a good game come down to that, man. And like,
and I want to say this, man, you want them to swallow it when it's not your team of course. You want, because that was your team. I know what y'all saying, but he clearly grabbed the man's jersey. He said he did it. Yep. So if that was your player, you wouldn't say swallow the whistle. It depends on which side you was on. You wouldn't want them to swallow the whistle if that was your player. You would have been saying, look at the tape. Look, he clearly had. So it just depends on what you got to call it when it's the man said
that is Las Vegas talking more than anything.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, can you imagine the outrage if it wasn't called? And you got the tape sitting there going like, I mean, then everybody's losing their shit. Like, oh, these refs are, I mean, it's the same thing. It just depends, like you said, on what side you're on. So, but yeah, man, great game. Like I said, I mean, the offensive line, I told my son, we were watching it, and he was like, man, Pat's definitely the MVP. I said, yeah, he is, man. But if they could give it a group award, it should be at O-line for KC, because, and they even said after the game, when the right tackle, I can't remember his name, he said, he was like, yeah, I mean, he's like, all we heard for 2 weeks was how good that front was and how much they're going to get after Pat. And he's like, we had a chip on our shoulder, and we said we wanted to come in there and stone him, and we did, and they got a few pressures, but Pat got out of there and scrambled. That scramble he had at the end of the game was huge.
Man, that was tremendous, man.
And like Mike said with that fumble early in the game with Jalen, it's like, the way they were playing that first half, you're like, okay, this may not come back. I had this feeling like this might hurt them in the end, because how Pat is in the second half, especially, and dude, just the coaching in general. I mean, Gannon's lucky he got that job in Arizona because he got his ass out coached all like second half, 15 first downs in the second half by Kansas City. And I mean, just, they made no, I mean, Andy and Bieniemy, and I mean, they put on a master class, man. That was nothing else to say.
And it started to look a lot like that Shanahan situation in Atlanta in 2016. Where they just stopped coaching the second half because they were worried about what was going on in outside of work.
Yep.
With getting another coaching job. So the NFL need to push that back and put that on hold until the playoffs. So I feel like that, hurt a lot of teams down the stretch with interviewing for other jobs instead of focus on what you got in front of you.
Yep. Yeah, that's always the thing too. It's like I mean, Shanahan was gone like the next morning. Like he was.
Literally, the next morning. Literally.
Yeah.
Sure. I was pissed at that because he didn't have to explain himself. I felt like just give me 24 hours. You got to answer some questions.
He didn't explain himself till last season.
Yeah,
that's when he finally talked about it.
Yeah,
but yeah, So y'all saw the video of Goodell hugging Chris Jones at the end.
I think I missed that one. I didn't see that. I didn't see that embrace.
All right, so they were hugging and Goodell, he picks up Goodell, and everybody was pissed. All the crazy folks that think that's all rigged and everything. He's like, oh, this proves it's rigged and everything. Well, he's congratulating a lot of players, but what nobody was talking about until like after the fact was the fact that Goodell said to him in the camera and the audio picked it up. He said, "Man, I don't care how you hit the quarterback."
Yeah.
How did I miss that? God damn.
Go back and watch. Yeah, find it. Just Google that or find it, man. And I was like, and he smiled at him. And was like,
listening?
Right, dude. Right. It was right. It was because Jones got that the same Grady treatment that he got in that game. It was against was it Carr, right? Derek Carr, where he fell on him.
Yeah, Derek Carr.
And he didn't fall on him. It was just like, I mean, he couldn't, gravity. It's kind of like, but
how do you, being that big a person, how do you shift your weight? I just want to know.
Man,
you can't define physics, man.
Hell no. There hits a point where we speaking about physics. If I'm coming down on you and unless I can stop and just levitate upwards, what do you want me to do? I'm gonna land on you. There's no way around it.
Yeah. I saw a rumor that had somebody saying that they may look at limiting or calling like low hits on the quarterback, hip tackles. And I was like, why don't you just put a flag around their waist then? Like, you literally cannot hit them. You can't hit them high. You can't hit them low. You can't hit them at their waist. I mean, because
let me tell you what I hate. If you jump up, if you throwing and I'm trying to block, where are my hands coming down? So
on your head.
Yeah, right on the head. Yeah.
And how is this malicious? I hit you. You have on a helmet. I just.
You could have broke your hand. Yeah.
Like dog. He's not gonna get concussed because I came down. It's ridiculous at a point.
And what pisses me off?
Panties, lingerie, and some heels. If we acting like this. No, I'm for real. You just stick them in some panties, some lingerie, put some tattoos on that thigh, some strawberries dripping down that thigh, and just treat them like girls if we doing this. They are grown men with a helmet and pads on that's out there in a violent game. We got to stop at some point. Man.
The sad part is they the highest paid players on the field.
Yep.
Why are they not? Why are they not? Why are you giving them more protection than anybody?
Yep.
I understand it's a violent game, but they chose that they getting paid $50 million a year.
Yep.
Man, I feel this. I feel like so many calls like that are so crucial, and they happen in such a heat of a moment of a game. I think the game should just start shifting to having those crucial penalties be reviewed and challenged as well, because it could be determining factors in a Super Bowl, a regular season game, hell, even a fucking championship, NFC, AFC championship game. Those calls should be allowed to be challenged by the coaches. If everything else is starting to, defensive pass interference and things like that, might as well, take that skirt off the quarterback and, have them play the position for what it is. And if that's the case, man, that shit should be reviewed, man. That's the way I feel, man. So
because I mean, like the hip tackle thing, like, so if you're chasing down a quarterback, are you not you're supposed to let him go? You can't put your hands out to try to stop him. That's his job. That's what he's paid to do. Like if he comes down on his leg, I'm sorry, man. It just happens. Injuries happen. It's part of the game, man. But I mean,
but how do you change something the way you were taught to play the game?
There it is.
If you taught to play the game a certain way, how do you expect to just hit an off switch and say, "Oh, I can't do that no more"? You're gonna keep playing the game the way you was taught. And we're talking about starting at 5 and 6 years old.
Yeah,
you get in your 20s. and they tell you can't do it no more. It just don't make sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy, man.
And so off of the Super Bowl talk, so y'all know Calvin Ridley applied to be reinstated today.
Yeah.
Which if he does, obviously, and they still hadn't said the certain date, but if he is reinstated before a certain date, we get a fifth instead of a sixth. And then after that, we all got to root for Calvin to do good, because the better he does, the better it is for us.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm betting on that.
Me and you both, brother. Me and you both. Because basically, we could get anywhere from a second to a fourth round pick based on how he produces. And we could get a second if they give him a new deal. So if they sign him to a new contract, we get a second round pick out of it. If he hits certain markers out throughout the season, we could get a fourth. So, we all got to have our Calvin Ridley hats on.
I'm excited for them because you got Christian Kirk, Ingram, and you got the two running backs with Trevor Lawrence. I think.
Well, they ain't got James Robinson no more. He is.
They ain't got
the
James
Jets.
Robinson no more.
Well, he's a free agent, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's one to think about.
And then David Carr was officially released, and which we kind of knew was going to happen. It's kind of funny that he went and entertained the Saints for a few days, and then and decided.
I got a question for y'all. I'm asking on our show too, but it's put it Falcons in a predicament going after a quarterback. Do you spend $50+ million to get Lamar with the draft picks, or do you just sign Derek Carr to $40+ million, save $10 million, and keep your draft picks and build around that? So what would y'all do?
Mike?
I'll be honest, man. I don't like Derek Carr. I'd rather have Ritter than Derek Carr. I don't like Derek Carr. I'm not a fan of Derek Carr. I don't care. I wouldn't spend $40 million. I wouldn't spend $10 million on Derek Carr. It's a reason he ain't been successful nowhere. I don't believe in you. Like, I got to see you excel before I give you $40 million and bet the team. Because I hate just getting mediocre quarterback. I just want to see what Ritter do. I need somebody to take off instead of, because I feel like we get mediocre. It's hot dogs. I eat it if I'm hungry. I don't want it. I would like a steak dinner with some green beans and some mac and cheese. I want that, but if ain't nothing, I eat a Hot Pocket now. Yeah, I eat a Hot Pocket. I wouldn't go choosing the Hot Pocket. I ain't never been in the house and say, you know what I want? I'm going all the way to the grocery store to get a Hot Pocket. So I wouldn't go search him out, but I would rather have Ritter for $1 million, $2 million than Derek Carr for 40.
You go that public.
But Smitty got a great point. We keep our draft picks.
Yeah.
That's the thing is you ain't got to, but I just not for 40. No.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of quarterback talk on tonight's show, so it's gonna be good. And we give them people something to think about. They want to jump on me, I'm gonna just keep throwing stats at them.
Yeah, I don't know that. He's not immobile, but I don't know that he might be as mobile as Arthur would like.
Exactly.
So I mean, he may fit better over in Carolina and the Saints. And ironically enough, Carolina and the Saints are both the favorites to land him still, regardless of what happens.
If he goes to Carolina, he's going to be a problem. I'm telling you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Carolina, we talked about it last week on the show. Carolina is the only team that I'm worried about because their defense is already pretty solid. We know that Wright can coach quarterbacks. He's probably going to go get whatever quarterback he wants. He's going to go get that in the draft coming up. So. Yeah, they could be a problem. I mean, so unless they go get Carr, that is, of course. Then who knows what they're going to do? But and then Jason Lockenfor reporting that he had a source that the Bears are shopping Fields. What do y'all think about that?
We're going to talk about that on tonight's show. Like I said, we're going to blow up the internet, man.
Love the intrigue.
That's what Smitty like to do. He like to throw like a grenade and run away.
I don't. Hey,
he don't throw a grenade and run away on every show.
I don't run. I get on that bombing suit. I'll be ready for it. I'll be ready for the smoke.
The question: what do you think, John? What do you make of that?
Man, I mean, it's weird because you look at Justin and people you'll see comments he can't throw. Well, there's there's a ton of evidence you can just put on TV and see that he can throw. You can watch. I mean, that's just a ridiculous argument.
Right.
They're like, well, he didn't do anything in Chicago. Man, the way if y'all remember how he played against us, that offensive coordinator, they're lucky he didn't get killed in that game.
Yeah,
true. Because they were running him to death, dude. I mean, kept running. I mean, he was if he had called plays like that the entire season, he was basically going to have as many carries as a typical running back.
Yep.
And you can't have a quarterback doing that and taking the type of hits he was taking. So, I mean, I think in a better situation, Fields would be just fine. You know, so it would depend on it'd be interesting, man. Like if that was an option for us and we bring him in and him and Ritter just go at it and see what happens, I'll be fine with that. But I mean,
I'll be
like,
honest with you, man. If he comes, I don't think Ritter's here. I think he's part of the deal.
Probably true too. Yeah.
In some capacity. But
let me speak on it right quick because I got to get at it. I got another interview before our show. Justin Fields, would I love it? Yes, I would. Here's the reason why. We talk about he's saying he can't throw the ball. He didn't have weapons in Chicago. The offensive line messed up. He ran for his life most of the season. Come to Atlanta, solid offensive line, solid running back, solid tight end, solid receiver. He has a cannon for an arm.
An upgrading receiver core.
There are more deep shots down the field. You look at his contract. He's got most of his money. The next 2 years, I think he's $2 million and $3 million. Then the 5th year option rolls around. It's probably going to be around 20 to 25 million, which is chump change in today's NFL for quarterbacks. So why not? You only probably give up a third this year and maybe a first next year to go get him. I would do it with no problem because guess what? You only give up 1 first round pick and that's next year. You still got number 8 this year, and you build that defense. Give him another weapon at running back, a wide receiver, and we may be talking about a playoff team.
Cool, talk about it.
That's that Smitty talk. Come on, Smitty, amplify his mic.
Well, I mean, there was a team, you know, there was a team wearing green in the Super Bowl that just went across that same idea. You know what I mean? I mean, with Jalen, I mean, you know, it's not to say that Desmond can't be that guy, but I mean, there's definitely, you know, if Desmond was as sought out and as talented as Justin, he would have been drafted in the first round. Let's just be honest. So I mean, like that was just, you know, that's how the scouts saw it. Now they always get it wrong and right. Mike and I have went through 6 years of drafts, showing how scouts can just be completely off their base and completely pick shit wrong.
See, this is the problem. It's like Smitty done said that now, and now see, I'm a fanatic. I'm out my now every day. I'm gonna be
his juices are flowing. He's like, fucking Mike.
Watch. I'm gonna lose my every day, and I'm gonna be like, damn, I ain't even think he was going. Watch.
And just so y'all know, I'm gonna put it out there for y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna say the exact same thing, put it on wax, so they'll know that I mean what I said. But thank y'all for letting me join y'all right quick,
brother.
I gotta do an interview on iHeartRadio, and I hope to catch y'all soon, man.
Of course, man. Always, brother.
Thank you, man.
No doubt.
If it's cool, I'll spend a few more minutes and then I'll be heading out too, man.
As long as you want to, Birdo.
Bro, the possibility, man, that possibility is fucking more enticing because let's be honest, man, Justin Fields doesn't have the numbers yet, to what a Lamar Jackson has. So the compensation from like Smitty talked about is going to be far less than what, we would be giving up for a Lamar. The intrigue is here. I'm going to say this. Receivers go to die in Chicago. Sorry. Chase Claypool experience is it's not looking so great. Darnell Mooney, man, he's just a speedster. So really, you could just lob it up and he's going to go and get that thing. Over here, we're a receiver really away from having a competent, receiving core. We got Drake London. Kyle Pitts could be argued to be used as a wide receiver more exclusively next year. Who knows? We don't know what we're going to, see out of Kyle Pitts. But we bring in, and no, I'm not even going to say Alan Lazard because he wants the bag and he don't deserve the goddamn bag.
Man. Sure does.
So, Jacoby Myers or, even McCole Hardman, something like that, a solid number 2. Dude, man, we're cooking with fish grease in Atlanta if that's to happen, man. So I'm excited too, man. There's a lot of possibilities, man. It's just which route do we go? Exactly.
And that style of quarterback, obviously with Arthur's offense, fits just perfectly. It's the same as Lamar. And he's probably a better runner than Desmond. Now I will say this: Desmond almost in his college career almost had 2,200 yards rushing.
Yes.
So I mean, like he could run the ball. It's just a matter of it's just I think it was a combination of Arthur kind of figuring out what Desmond was comfortable doing those last 4 games last year.
Yep.
So I think this year, if it is Desmond, you're probably going to see some more design runs and kind of like with Mariota, like we did with Mariota early in the season.
Rollouts and play actions.
And stuff like that. Yeah, because that's a big part of the offense. And when you have that as a threat, that takes away a defender. You know what I mean? So that's got to be there. But yeah, it's enticing, man. It's enticing as hell. So I mean, there's so many quarterback possibilities, man. Like this is gonna be it's gonna be a crazy little offseason.
It's crazy. And Mike said it too. I'm with Mike on this one. Derek Carr, man, hell no.
No,
that's too statuesque, man.
I'm good,
man.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Sorry, John.
Just a car.
Hold on, John. Now, here's what I wanted to tell y'all. Now, I like wait with questions for Berto sometimes. I just hold them in my mind. I want to come on the show. And now they don't have nothing to do. I got to ask you something, Berto. Man, you watch college, right?
Yeah. I'm a Virginia Tech guy.
Okay.
Truth be told,
How about it?
And I really haven't watched college, I'll say the past 3 or 4 years like I used to. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll do my insights and digging and seeing what players are contributing, who's that prominent presence in college football to start this draft process. But as far as sitting down and actually watching it, it's been a little bit. Let
me ask you this though, Berto.
Sure, absolutely.
So do you have a player who's on Tech that you feel like would, for this team, impact us that we could draft for Tech, since you know Tech? There's just one player that you feel like Virginia he would be a good fit.
They've kind of fell off the last couple of years.
They
as far as they're like really
Berto
top
could get somebody though. Watch this. Berto watch what I tell you. What
I'm telling you, right? There was a defensive tackle. I can't fucking remember his name. That's the only problem. But there's a kid in Georgia right now. I think his name is Jordan Big Baby Hall. Same attributes as him. He's that Aaron Donald mold. He's a fucking wrecking ball. He's on Virginia Tech right now. I have to get that name, and I will give that name to you soon. And I apologize for not having that name ready. But
I got Berto to not remember something. You remember this podcast? Hey, hold on, John. What is this? 89?
You got to, man.
Episode 89. I got him.
46 minutes.
I got him.
Yeah, man. It's a great question. But that goes to Virginia Tech's recruiting too. It hasn't been as great. There's really no lore there like there once was. I mean, the guys like Cam and Macho Harris, Darryl Tapp, all these other guys, all these greats that used to be in the NFL. That's probably the bulk of their recruitment class was in those years, and that's stemming from like 2009 to like 2014. As of late, it's been a little soft.
All right, man. One more question, though. I told you, I just gotta take advantage of this.
Yeah, man.
Who do you want for our receiver who's at a reasonable price? I don't mean just who you would get anybody at a reasonable, because you said Allen want too much for his talent level. Yeah. Who you feel like would be asking for a reasonable price? Who you personally want?
I like the Myers pick. I'm just jumping in there.
No, Myers is great. Paris Campbell is a guy.
Yeah, I like him too.
He's a guy that sticks out. He's a good route runner. He's an Ohio State guy. So that's they already come from a pro ready-made offense. So he runs the routes. He's a good route runner. He has good top end speed. He has reliable hands. I can see that as a solid number 2 option, man. And I'll give you a sleeper. A trade for Adam Thielen. A lot of folks be like, why Adam Thielen? Yeah, you got to think about it, man. Adam Thielen does his thing still. Somebody was like, oh, but Diggs was there. Diggs was balling. No, man. Thielen was putting up 1,000-yard receiving years before Diggs. So I was like, nah, don't go too far with that. He's falling a little bit on the back scale. Of course, injuries and stuff like that, but he's all right. But Justin Jefferson, KJ Osborne, emerging, it's kind of making him look a little expendable right now. So if I had to say, if you could facilitate a trade or if he gets outright release, I'm all for Adam Thielen. And Paris Campbell, like I just mentioned, that would be probably the top pick.
Dog, this is why I love Berto, bro. That's the same thing I said, John. I said Paris Campbell, didn't I? I said, dog, it's a sneaky pick.
Yeah, a good pick. Yeah, absolutely.
I was looking at reading Yard Barker earlier, a article on there. Yeah, it's cool. Is they're talking about different or potential cap cuts, casualties. Yeah. And one of them was Tyler Boyd.
Ooh, intriguing.
Said the Bengals would save $9 million by cutting him, and he's almost 30 years old. In his final year of his contract. I mean, we don't have to. He ain't got to be the guy. You know what I mean? But big guy, big guy, good blocker. Adam Thielen, like you said, he's a good blocker. in Arthur's offense, you're gonna have to block.
You're gonna have to block
as a wide receiver
Absolutely.
too. You're gonna have to block. So like that's gonna be important. So yeah, maybe
any of those two guys, I would put what Mohamed Sanu served for us when he was with us in 2015 and 2016. He was that dog at number 2.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You needed a clutch catch. Go to Sanu.
Yep.
So yeah, absolutely, man.
And on that same article, obviously the two guys they mentioned for us, the one that's pretty obvious is Marcus. We saved $12 million by cutting him. I think that's pretty much just a foregone conclusion. That's going to happen.
Foregone. Absolutely.
And then Casey Hayward, they said could be, and save $5 million right there. So I'm kind of on the fence. It depends on how they attack that corner position. If they're planning on drafting one of those guys, and it's a deep class this year in corner. So if they get one of those guys, they feel like they can come in and do it. Hey, I'm fine with saving $5 million.
Hey, Mike, you named 2 right off the rip, man. Clark Phillip the third and Cam Smith.
I was going to ask you about that. So I was going to ask you.
Smith, man.
Look, that was the question, Berto. I was down as soon as I did the draft pick. I swear to God, my next thought was I got to ask Berto who he wants. Because that's why I asked if you watch college. I wanted to know because I couldn't. Man, I like Cam Smith.
Freaky, man.
But I wanted to know what y'all's take on because they both good. I just want to know what y'all think.
Cam to me he's more of a playmaker than Clark Phillip.
That's what I thought.
You know what I mean? It's you mentioned it on your short. Pass defense. He's a great pass defender. Sometimes the INTs are not always going to come with it. I mean, we're seeing that right now with AJ Terrell. He's not a high into guy, but he's sticky in coverage. He's a willing tackler. And those are traits, man, that you just welcome on the defense, man. You don't have guys that make business decisions on the outside and are afraid to, stick their nose in the running back's business.
Yep.
Cam Smith shows you that he's not, man. And he looks like he's a fucking dog, man. So I'd welcome that. Man, I'd welcome that in a heartbeat, man. Now, what's to be determined is how high in the draft he's going to go.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? There's going to be teams in that back end of the first round, from 20 to 32 that might need a corner. Kansas City, for all we know, might need a corner.
Yep.
Right? They got some free agents on their side, and he could come in and fit right in and just ball out, man.
Yeah, and I mean, shout out to our boy Victor who does the Utah Utes podcast on Variety Sports.
Yeah.
He was hitting us up about Clark Phillips long ago.
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, man, go back and watch the 21 game against Drake London. It was USC and Drake London. So I went back, I watched it. Dude, for his size, like Mike told him on the video today, he's 5'11", I think, 5'10", 5'11".
5'10".
Dude, he shut down Drake.
Yeah.
He was in his pocket, man. Drake had one catch. They had to get Drake a screen pass just to get him involved in the game.
Damn.
I mean, like it was impressive. It was impressive. He's got some. Yeah, he's not afraid, man. So like I like both. Like you said, man, depends on where they're going to go because Christian's probably going to go high. Christian Gonzalez is high. Joey Porter Jr. is that guy too. He's going to be up there. There's so many intriguing guys, man, in that spot.
It is, man.
And a few other pass rushers they mentioned that could be casualties, and y'all can let me know if you have any thoughts or any interest.
Gotcha.
Bud Dupree, Frank Clark, and Carl Lawson.
Noted Bud Dupree.
Yeah, I thought he fell off pretty much.
He fell off
in Tennessee.
Man. Yeah. I actually, a quick story. I liked him better than Vic Beasley in that.
Me too.
In that draft, was it 2015 or whatever it was?
Yeah,
I liked him better. Carl Lawson, oh man, high money guy, man. It's just that Achilles injuries. Those are hard to come back from, man. And he still performed.
Man, you could have said a paraplegic, and like John would have said, I liked him better than Vic. It could have been a paraplegic, and John would have said, I think we should draft him. He can wheel out there.
He ain't lying, man.
Stop somebody.
He ain't lying.
It's true.
I hated that pick.
Yeah. I mean, my guy would probably be Frank Clark, man.
Yeah.
You can't put you can't put a price tag on experience and what he would bring to this young, Atlanta front seven. You pair him with Grady, and you got 2 dogs there that been in the game for 9-10 years. You know what I mean? They know they've seen a thing or two in their time. To coach up these younger guys. It puts Grady in a better position to bring up a guy like Timothy Horn or Abdullah Anderson or whomever we elect to pick in the draft. And then you talk about a guy like Frank Clark, pairing him with AK-47. Those are 2 fucking missiles coming out the side, man. So it's like the possibilities are endless when you have speed rushes like that, man.
Yeah.
I just love it,
I
man.
mean, and we you know, we've been pumping it up on our show, man. Like as deep as we can get this freaking defensive line, let's do it. If we can get him, I mean, at a reasonable cost, of course. But man, the deeper we can get it, man. I mean, the fresher you can keep those guys, like so much better it's going to be, man, for everything.
Rotation.
Absolutely. So Todd Monken left Georgia for Baltimore. The offensive coordinator. It was funny that there's a few articles, a little report came out that he was tired of dealing with Kirby, which is kind of funny.
Yeah,
because it's like that's what people always say about Nick Saban over in Alabama. It's like he runs such a tight ship, and you get tired of working for him after all this time. And Kirby was there for like 8-9 years with Nick. So it's like he learned from the master. Now I think he's kind of repeating it. You know what I mean? So they tell, who knows? Nobody knows if Lamar actually had a say in this. They did said, I think that Jim Harbaugh and what's his name, the owner, the general manager said that Bisciotti, that he would have a say. John Harbaugh, not Jim Harbaugh. No, wait, is it Jim? John? Whichever. Anyway, John. That Lamar would have a say in the offensive coordinator. So we don't know if he did or not. But what did come out was that every offensive coordinator they interviewed, they did say, look, there's no guarantee Lamar is going to be here. So they
glad you brought that up.
Yeah, they said, we want him, of course, but we don't know how it's going to shape out. Yeah. So I mean, at this point, I'd be really surprised if he was back in Baltimore, whether he's here or not. I just think I'd be surprised if he's back there. What about you, Alberto?
As far as Lamar?
Yeah,
we keep we're one of the most linked teams to like every goddamn
quarterback. ESPN today puts him out there with the Falcons uniform on.
Yep. And the funny part about it, I think I saw the tweet, they tagged fantasy football in it. Like it's almost a fucking done deal. Don't speak on our behalf, man. We don't know what's gonna go on.
Nope.
Lamar to Atlanta, the much talked about thing. Listen, I for one, I've been a longtime Falcon fan, man, 20 plus years. I've been in the fucking rut for 6 years. I need to win, man. I need to see. I need to see. I need something to look forward to. I look. Don't get me wrong. I look forward to every Sunday, whether we win or we fucking lose. It's the playoff berth. It's the credibility portion of it. I want to be spoken of on ESPN, NFL Network. I want to be one of those guys. One of the viewers seeing, oh shit, they're talking about my Falcons. Let me sit back and see what they want to say. So I say that to say this. Yeah, I'm pro Lamar. I really am. I think like Justin Fields, this offense is tailor-made. And I think Lamar's a smart enough quarterback to know what he's working with at Atlanta. A stout running game. We got to call it stout because look at the line, how they performed. Look at how Algier broke out. We got I shouldn't say decent, excuse me. A very good number one in Drake London. Soon to be a great number two, whoever they choose to be in that. And what was one thing that Lamar Jackson used to his advantage the most was the tight end. And we got an elite tight end in Kyle Pitts. So
great point.
So you know what I mean? So there's too much lore here in Atlanta for him to be like, no. I think if the right compensation is to be had, I'm all for Lamar being in that.
Don't forget the strippers. Don't forget the strippers. Like Lamar, there's nobody who come to Atlanta that don't like to strip. Even Matt Ryan probably partaked in that from time to time.
Yeah. I mean, and you know what? I'll say this real quick before I part. And again, guys, I appreciate you guys allowing me on.
Of course, brother.
Up with your guys, man. This is no knock to Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder seems like he's going to have a long future in the NFL, whether that be with Atlanta or not. I'm just on this tip where I can't wait no longer, brothers. I can't wait to see what week one's going to look like having, Desmond under center. Sure, he showed promise. 758 yards, 2 touchdowns, no INTs. He was smart with the ball. I need somebody that has the numbers behind him leading the charge because the fucking Falcons are ready now. Excuse my language. We got all this cap. You know what I'm saying? We got all this.
Where are you at? What shirt are you wearing right now? Look at that shirt he's wearing.
Facts, man. But yeah, man, I'm just at that point, man, where I just need I need the credibility, man. And why not now? We're catching the NFC South in a very fucking vulnerable state. The same could be said for the Saints. We don't know what the hell. We don't give a damn what the hell's going to go on with them or the Bucks. No. The only worry really is probably Carolina, and that's based off the defense and the coach they just hired. That which we couldn't fucking get an interview with, but all of a sudden, Carolina hired him. So for those reasons, man, I think it's now or never to strike on a weak NFC South and fucking stand as the top dogs for a long time, because all those other teams, like I mentioned, they're gonna be playing catch up for years to come, man. Everybody's pretty much in the rebuild year as we're coming out of one, so to say.
I like it,
Yo.
man.
Huh?
I said, man, you got the shirt on?
I do, man. I do.
Oh!
Absolutely, man. Absolutely,
I love it, buddy.
bro. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. Oh, I texted John the other night. What was it? My daughter. My daughter saw it. She was like, "Oh." She went on YouTube. She's, my daughter's 8 years old. These kids with technology nowadays. She came across the channel, so she was under my account. So I'm subscribed to a lot of folks. She happened to see y'all guys. She saw the merch. She was like, "Dad, you should make shirts like these guys." I'm like, "Yeah, what? This one right here?" She's like, "Where's mine?" I'm like, "Oh," I told you, I was like, "I gotta get one for her in pink, man, or something like that."
I love it.
So yeah, man. So yeah, but definitely, man. Boys, before I part, let me just take a second again. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to be on your platform. I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I appreciate you guys letting me on again. You guys are killing it, man. Just continue, man. Just continue grinding, continue putting out that good content, man. You guys are the real deal. We appreciate you with all my heart, brothers. I appreciate you.
We love you, Berto. You are God.
Absolutely, brother.
No doubt, brother.
Y'all have a great show tonight, man.
Yeah,
and
definitely. We'll do our big, if you guys want to join, you already know. I'll send you the link. You guys are more than welcome to jump on and just talk shit with us, man. Let's get it.
We love it, man. Thank you, Berto.
No problem. No doubt, bro.
Later, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. It was great having those guys on, man. Yeah. I know Berto wanted to.
For those that don't know, y'all need to go and watch Berto and Smitty. Berto, you can really ask Berto anything. He will not. That was the first time I ever stumped him, and that was awesome because Berto knows all. Should be the title of the show. I'm telling you, the most knowledgeable person in the community, bar none.
Yeah, man. Good folks, man. Good folks. All right, let's pop back over the chat before we move on, buddy. Brian, what's going on,
Brian,
brother?
what up?
Joel was saying hi, Smitty. James, I remember when Alberto subbed for Smitty, I told him, "Who are you? Where's Smitty?" Aaron says, "Smitty made people talking about Lamar."
Make people mad. That's what he do.
Yeah.
Hey, that was my first, when I learned about the internet, Curry, that was the first thought I had was, I think I could see something.
What's going on, CG, man? Great 49ers content creator there. Go check him out. I think you're muted, buddy. Wallace said, yeah, that was not fair because head coach got fired from the Bears, from the Reed tree. Yeah, man. I know. No, I can't hear you, Mike. I think you still off. Kerry said, I thought Hurst did enough for sure, but wow, what a great game from both teams. Mahomes can't be human. He came back in the second half like unreal player he is. How does he do it, man? I don't know. I mean, he's definitely solidified himself as the number one quarterback in the league. Has to be. And Hurts, man, I felt bad for him. Such a good dude. No, and I just wish that he could have had a little bit better ending there. But like Mike said, that fumble hurt. Hey, Mike, go into audio and settings if you can hear me, and your mic just might have came out. Anthony said it's crazy that Jalen had 3 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown. That man was making NFL history. Record that changes. I think he deserved the MVP. He balled out. No respect to Mahomes. There's no disrespect to Mahomes. Yeah, man. Yeah, he was responsible for 4 touchdowns, I think. Hey, Mike, I'm going to remove you. Just come right back in, buddy. And all right, sorry guys. Mike's having all kinds of mic issues. Peterson got his head coach with Philly, and then came on to Reed as head. Yep, you're right, Wallace. And CG said too many delayed games from the Eagles are suspected. Plenty of false starts from Lane Johnson. Yeah, man, he got a head start quite a few times, and he did not get called on it. And Mike, you back? Nah, still not there. Mike's microphone is just crapped out on him. Looks like. Let's see. Well, I said, but this is the first time that a team lose their OC and DC and the head coaching job in the same year. Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see how they rebound from that. Definitely. Aaron Dale said, got a hilarious stat line. Juju posted 19 TikToks and scored only 3 touchdowns this season. Juju posted 3 times more TikToks than TDs. That's a funny ass stat, man. Nah, man. John said, great to see all of you are out of your Falcon mind. Love y'all, Smitty. Love y'all, 95. You love y'all. Go look at the Hawks. I love it, man. Yeah, go check out them Hawks, man. ATL Georgia Faithful, what's up, man? Make sure you check out his channel too. Another good creator here. He said, how you feel about Derek Carr possibly playing NFC South Division? Does Atlanta got enough cap space to sign him? Yeah, I think, yeah, and this was, I know you probably posted this a little bit ago. We probably heard us talk about it, but yeah, man, we got enough cap space, but we don't want him. So I get you, man. See, edit mic. I have no idea what happened to Mike's microphone, but it is completely cut out. Nothing, man. And John said, "Oh, tell everyone hit thumbs up." Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all hitting those like button. We definitely appreciate it. And he said, Anthony said Fields is worth it, definitely in his rookie contract, but I honestly want to see what Ritter can do. I truly feel Ritter is going to bring that heat to Atlanta. Yeah, I mean, I'm not nothing scared me away from Ritter, man. Nothing that I saw that was like, he can't do it. He can't do the job. I think he can do the job. It's going to be interesting to see if they give him, long enough to do it. Because like Alberto was just saying, I mean, depending on, hey, Mike, you back? No. Depending on how sorry, I forgot what was that. Sorry, guys, trying to get Mike back in, so I'm losing my train of thought here. But yeah, it depends on, because they obviously, y'all heard Arthur Blank say last week, expectations in 23 is going to be higher to win the game, or try to win more games, obviously, make the playoffs. So I don't know where their patience level is going to be. I mean, he may be on a pretty short leash depending on how the season starts out. Wallace Hardman's a small to be a solid 2 receiver. Agreed. Austin Smith scheme. Yeah, he'd be more of a slot speed guy over the top, that type of thing for sure, man. And I remember when Marcus Vick was Virginia Tech, and Mike's like, yeah, I do too, man. He had a lot of potential, but he just could not. He had too many off the field problems. Now, Mike, you still not there, buddy? Nah. I have no idea what's going on with Mike's microphone. This has never happened before. Sorry, guys. Aaron Dale said, Wallace, I can disagree. Because he's talking to Wallace. Let's see. Man, what in the world, Bigelow? He said, Mike, you a fool for Atlanta Falcons fan video. Man, we got to do something, man. You run the 40 was hilarious, brother. We're going to get out there on the 40s sometime before the draft, man. I promise you that. It's going to be fun to see. Let's see. No, still not there yet. Guys, I think what we might do, I might log out and just come back and see if we can get Mike back in here so we can finish the show. If not, then we're just going to have to call it. So if y'all will forgive me, I'm going to end the broadcast and I'm going to restart it and see if we can get Mike's microphone working. If y'all want to pop back in, that'd be great. And we'll finish up the show. We probably got about 20 minutes left. So we'll be right back. Sorry, guys.